I will be leading you in a 60-minute Funky Buddha power flow. Please begin in child's pose. Take a couple deep breaths. Settle into your space that you've created. And bring your awareness to your body and every body part that is touching your mat. Morning, Scott. Notice your hands resting on your mat. Maybe your forehead gently pressing into your mat. Your knees, shins, and top of your feet. And even notice the support of your floor and mat. Now take your knees and drag them away from each other. Notice your outer hips begin to work. Keep that action of pressing your knees away from each other for 2 more full rounds of breath. And then release. Gently press into your forehead and push your hips back away from your head so your spine can be nice and long. We're going to do that knee action one more time. Press your knees away from each other. Take some deep breaths here. In and out through your nose if possible. And let go of that action. And rise up to tabletop. Run through a few cat and cows on your own, starting with some small movements first, and then as your spine warms up, you can begin to exaggerate a little bit more. Take some side-to-side motions as well. And come to some stillness. Lift your left or your right leg up off your mat. Extend it long behind you, even with your hips. Now bend your knee and pulse your foot up and down, slowly with control, and notice your glute muscles begin to engage. Do one more pulse up and hold it here, and lift your left arm, even with your shoulder, palm facing down. Keep pushing your right heel up, but try not to lift your right hip. Keep your right hip even with your left. Take one more breath here and lower down. Come back to tabletop. And lift your left leg. Extend it long first. Hips even. And bend at the knee. Do a couple pulses. Now hold it up and lift your right arm. Even with your shoulder, palm facing down. One more breath here and lower everything down. Curl your toes under, hover your knees off your mat, and step forward for ragdoll. Roll out your shoulders. Get them ready for that first down dog of the day. And now interlace your fingers behind your low back. Reach your arms up and away. Lean to one side. Come to center and lean to the other. Just so you can stretch one shoulder at a time. Go back over to your other side. And over to your other. Slowly release your hands down. Take downward facing dog. Bring the top of your right foot onto your mat and begin to straighten your knee until you feel some stretching on the top side of your foot or the front side of your ankle. And switch feet. Top of your left foot down on your mat. Straighten your knee. Release out of that. Pedal your feet a little bit. And then gently press both heels down toward your mat. Push into your fingertips. And draw your shoulder blades toward your hips. Walk your hands back toward your feet. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, exhale. Rise all the way up to standing. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, big breath. Fold, exhale. Rise up to standing. Reach tall. Fold and exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward. Rise up to standing. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift. High plank with your exhale. Breathe in. Pull your low navel up and in. Another breath. Hug your legs toward each other. Lift your right leg up off your mat. Bring your right knee to your left elbow. Straighten your leg, extend it long behind you. Cross over and under toward your elbow. Reach it out and back. Cross over one more time. High plank. Resituate yourself. Lift your left leg. Left knee to right elbow. Extend it long behind you. Knee to elbow. Extend it long behind you. Pull your belly up and in. Knee to elbow. High plank. Shift forward. Lower to your belly with this exhale. Bring your hands to your low ribs. Cobra pose. Pull your belly up and in so you can create this bend in your mid to upper back. Lift your elbows. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other and toward your hips. Breathe in together. Empty out. Another breath. Breathe out. Breathe in. Stay just for this exhale. Upward facing dog. Stay here. Soften your elbows. Keep your belly plank up and in. And try to drag your feet toward your hands. Now lift the base of your skull. Long breath. Empty out. One more breath here. Downward facing dog with your exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Another breath. Empty out. Lift your heels. Move your gaze forward. Step or hop lightly. Halfway lift. Tuck your chin. Reach your head forward. Fold, exhale. Rise up. Hands to heart center. Lift your right knee. Step back, crescent lunge. Use your glute muscles. Squeeze your right glutes as you reach up. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lift your right leg. Step forward, crescent lunge. Squeeze your left glute on the way up. Hands down, standing splits. Look back at your toes and lift your heel. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe. Fold, empty out. Rise up to standing. Hands to heart center. Left knee lifts. Step back, crescent lunge. Reach up with your breath in. Downward facing dog, pull your belly up and in. Left leg lifts. Step forward, crescent lunge, squeeze your right glute. Hands down, standing splits. Look back at your toes, lift with your inner thigh. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, long spine. Fold forward. Rise up, deep breath. Hands to heart center. Right knee lifts. Crescent lunge. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Lift your right leg. Step forward, crescent lunge. Standing splits, breathe out. Take a breath here. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, pull your navel up. Fold. Rise up, breathe in. Hands to heart center. Left knee lifts. Step back, crescent lunge. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg, breathe in. Step forward, crescent lunge. Standing splits. That was our last lunge sail. Take a breath in. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Hug your elbows and your legs inward. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Full breath in. Empty out. Another breath. Breathe out. Lift your right leg. Step forward. Warrior one. Stay here, keep breathing. Press down into your feet. Now lift your right heel. Keep pushing down into both of your feet. Really squeeze your left glute. Take a long breath in. Empty out. One more breath here. Set your right heel down, open up warrior two. Reverse warrior. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg lifts. Step forward, warrior one. Press down into your feet. Now lift your left heel. Squeeze your right glute. Big breath. Empty out. Another breath. Breathe out. One last breath here. Lower your heel, warrior two. Reverse, lift up and back. Chaturanga. Keep hugging your elbows in even as you transition to upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Another round of breath. Right leg lifts. Step forward. Warrior one. Warrior two. Bring your shoulders down away from your ears. Reverse warrior. Chaturanga. Up dog, big breath. Down dog, exhale. Left leg lifts long behind you. Warrior one. Warrior two, push your feet down. Reverse warrior. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. Breathe in together. Breathe out. Right leg lifts. Step forward. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse warrior, listen. Warrior three. Really push out through your left heel and lift your left heel. And with your belly pulling up and in, see if you can level your hips out with each other. And now hold a ball between your hands. So create resistance between your hands. Big full breath. Empty out. Another one. Stay for this exhale. One more breath here. Chaturanga. Keep hugging your elbows in. Maintain that upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg right away lifts. Step forward, warrior one. Warrior two, squeeze your right glute. Reverse warrior. Warrior three. Find that action of pushing out through your right heel and lifting. So there's a lot of action in your right leg as well as your left. Now hold the ball between your hands and breathe. Breathe. Another inhale. Stay here. One more breath in. Chaturanga. Keep exhaling. Up dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, exhale. Long, deep breath. Open your mouth, let it out. Another round of breath, just like that. Lift your right leg. Step forward, crescent lunge. Squeeze your left glute on the way up. Now soften your left knee. Get your core online. And then begin to straighten it out just until your hip flexors allow you to. Take a big breath. Breathe out. Push into your right foot. Bring your chest to 45 degrees. Reach forward. Take a long breath. Empty out. Pull your navel up and in. Another breath here. Left arm down, right arm up. Twist but hover. Take a big breath. Push into your right foot. Draw your right hip back. Another breath. Empty out. One more full breath here. Downward facing dog. Big breath. Breathe out. Lift your left leg. Crescent lunge. Rise up with your inhale. Squeeze your right glute. Get your core online. Take a breath together. Reach your chest forward 45 degrees. Push into your left foot. Stay here. One more breath before we twist. Make your twist. Keep pushing into your left foot and squeezing your right glute. Another breath in. Empty out. Full breath in. Breathe out. One more breath here. Downward facing dog, exhale. Breathe in together. Breathe out, press your chest toward your thighs. Another breath. Allow your head to float in space. Lift your heels. Move your gaze forward. Step or hop lightly. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, exhale, pull your navel up and in, lower your hips. Chair pose with your breath in. Push into your feet so that your knees push back a little bit. Now separate your feet wider than hip width distance. So you've got pretty wide legs. Pull your navel up and in. Lift and spread your toes. Breathe in together. Breathe out. Keep your feet right where they're at. Stand up, reach up, squeeze your glute muscles. Chair pose on your exhale, feet right where they're at. Breathe in together. Breathe out. Breathe in. Power chair with your exhale. Allow your belly to go between your thighs. Push into your feet. Empty all your breath out. Lift your arms so they're even with your ears. Exhale. Stand up, reach up. Power chair with your exhale. Take a breath in. Empty out. Press your feet away from each other. Another breath. Breathe out. Big breath in. Empty out. One more breath here. Forward fold, exhale. Take big toe bind or gorilla. Roll your head in circles to release your neck. Release your toes. Keep your feet where they're at. Take a halfway lift. Fold, empty out. Power chair. Push your feet away from each other. Draw your navel up and in. Keep your breath moving. Transition into half moon. Right hand down, left leg lifts. Breathe in. Empty out. Squeeze your left glute. Breathe out, pull your navel up and in. Reach tall with your left hand. Empty all this breath out. One more inhale here. Standing splits, left hand down. Lift with your inner left thigh. Look back at your toes. Long, deep breath. Empty out, pull your navel up and in. Another breath, lift your heel. Empty all this air out. One more breath here. Forward fold, wide legs, wider than hip width distance. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, pull your navel up and in. Power chair with your inhale. Stay here, get situated. Take one big breath. Half moon, left hand down, right leg up. Stretch long in all directions. Keep your breath moving. In and out through your nose if possible. Another breath. Clear that away. One more breath here. Standing splits. Breathe in together. Empty out, look back at your toes. Another breath. Empty everything out. One more full big breath. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, new breath. Fold, empty out, lower your hips. Rise up to standing, push down into your heels. Fold all the way forward, exhale. Halfway lift, long spine. Fold, empty out. Rise up. Hands to heart center. Lift your right knee. Even with your hip. Flex your foot and spread your toes. Squeeze your left glute so you're nice and strong in your base. Now open your right leg to the right for standing leg raise. Face forward toward you. Notice your heel. Where is it compared to your knee? See if you can have it right underneath your knee. Now, where is your chest compared to your hips? If you feel like you're leaning forward a lot, see if you can lean back a little bit. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Keep your breath moving. See if you can straighten your right leg. Play with that for just 2 more breaths. And build tree pose. Trying to do it without your hands. If your foot ends up by your knee, see if you can either get it on top of or below. Steady your gaze. Come into your breath. Practice reaching your arms up and out. Maybe move your gaze upward. One more breath here. And release out. Stand, arms along your sides. Shake out for a moment. Reach out and up. Big breath in. Hands to heart center. Left knee lifts. Check where your ankle is. Flex your foot, spread your toes. And now open to the side. Where is your chest at compared to your hips? And play with straightening your left leg. See if you can keep breathing in and out through your nose. One more breath here. Tree pose. Squeeze your right glute. Bring your awareness to your breath. Follow the flow of your breathing. Reach your arms up and out. Move your gaze up or close your eyes. One more deep breath here. And release down. Reach out and up. Take a big breath. Look up. Stretch long. Fold all the way forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. New breath. High plank with your exhale. Big breath in. Push into your hands, push out through your heels. Reach the crown of your head forward. Draw your low ribs together. One more breath here. Downward facing dog with your exhale. Lift your right leg, extend it long behind you. Cross over to your knee to left elbow. Hold it here. Pull your foot up. Stay here, exhale. One more breath. Lift up and back with your right leg. Breathe in. Cross over and under. Exhale. Draw your knee and foot up. Stay here, breathe out. One more breath. Lift up and back. Set your foot down, downward facing dog. Big new breath. Empty everything out. Left leg lifts. Knee to right elbow. Hold here, lift your foot. Stay for this exhale. Breathe in. Reach up and back with your left leg. Take a full breath in. Knee to elbow with your exhale. Lift your foot. Push into your hands. One more breath here. Lift higher. Stretch long behind you. Big breath in. Knee to right elbow. Last time. Lift your foot. Pull your knee up. One more breath in here. Downward facing dog with your exhale. Woo. Take a cleansing breath. Press your hands away from you. One more breath. Soften your knees. Bring your forearms down to your mat. So either forearm downward facing dog, or what we're going to get ready for is dolphin. So pull your navel up and in. And if this feels just kind of odd on your shoulders, you can always face your palms toward each other, which rotates your arms outward. Sometimes gives you, some people, depending on your shoulders, a little bit more comfort. Push into your forearms. Draw your navel up and in. Tippy toe your feet toward your face. Keep your breath moving. Keep your belly pulling up and in. Take one more breath here. Child's pose. Allow your forehead to rest on your mat or a block so that your shoulders can relax. Take some long breaths in. And see if you can slow your exhales down. Consciously make the effort to slow the exhale. Rise up to tabletop. Walk through your hands, set up for bridge pose. Take a breath together. Empty everything out. Pull your navel down toward your spine. Start with hovering your hips. Keep your core container and keep lifting your hips to what feels comfortable, but maintain that core container. Now bring your arms along your sides with your hands facing up and toward each other. So like jazzy hands. Push into your left foot and lift your right leg so your thighs are equal with each other. Push out through your right heel. Maintain your core container and see what's happening to your hips. See if you can keep them level. Take one more breath here. Lower your right foot down, bridge pose. Now push into your right foot and lift your left. Thighs equal with each other. Push into your upper arms. Draw your belly down. One more breath here. Push into your right foot. Bridge pose with your exhale. Take one big breath here. Slowly lower down to your mat. We're set up for another bridge. Breathe in together. Set yourself up with this exhale. Get your core online. Hover your hips and keep building your bridge pose. If you liked that first time of lifting one leg at a time, do that again. Otherwise, just stay in your bridge and build your bridge. Whatever way you choose, really focus on your core container. See if you can maintain that core container so that your back bend can be in your mid to upper back, not your low back. Push into your upper arms in the back of your head. Press it down into your feet. Take one more breath here. Lower down. We're going to do one more bridge or wheel, your choice today. Breathe in together. Empty out. Bridge or wheel, rise up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Another breath. Push into your upper arms. Push into the back of your head. Another breath. Empty out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. Lower down. Extend your legs long on your mat. Set up for an active fish, so your arms will stay along your sides, elbows hugging inward. I like to lift my lower arms up, but if you prefer having your arms flat on your mat, stay with that. Hug your legs toward each other and pull your low belly down. Begin to push into your upper arms and lift your chest. You'll probably roll onto the top of your head and your elbows. Big full breath. Draw your belly in with this exhale. Another breath. Push down into your mat. Empty everything out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Draw your elbows toward each other. One more breath here. Lower down, breathe out. We're going to do one more active fish. Breathe in. Set yourself up. Push into your upper arms. Drop onto the crown of your head. Keep pushing into your elbows and hugging your legs toward each other. Full breath. Empty out. Allow your ribs to expand with this breath. Now pull them down and in. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more full breath. Lower down. Either take butterfly legs or knees together, feet wide. Bring one hand to your low belly, one hand to your ribs. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or just have an unfocused gaze. And allow your mind to follow the movement that your hands make as you breathe. Extend your left leg long on your mat. Bring your right knee in towards your chest, grab behind your thigh, and pull your knee towards your outer arm. So your knee will come out to the right side and up toward your head. For a half happy baby, if you feel super comfortable here, you can grab hold of your right foot with your right hand. Release your right leg long on your mat and bring your left knee up. First, grab behind your thigh. Take your knee wide and then upward. Again, if you feel super comfortable here, grab hold of your foot. Release out. Rise up to a seat. And take seated horse. So see if you can have your knees and your toes tracking in the same direction. Lift up with your chest and the base of your skull so your spine can be nice and long. Pull your navel up and in, and gently guide your knees outward using your outer hip muscles. Now you can release that action and use your elbows a little bit to push your knees wider. And release out. Our next pose will be half pigeon or any variant thereof. 90-90 legs, reclined half pigeon on your back. Whatever sounds good today for you. Right leg first. I'm going to do 90-90 legs, which I'll walk through. So put your weight on your right hip. Right knee is directly in front of your right hip and your ankle right over. So you've got a 90 degrees with your right leg. And then the same with your left. Left knee comes directly out from your left hip and your ankle behind, so another 90 degrees. And then you just walk forward to what feels comfortable for you. And you can play with where your torso is at, what feels good. Just keep your mind on your knee. 90-90 legs is a little less aggressive on your knee joint if your hips tend to be tight. Now that you've settled in on this side, bring your awareness to every body part that is coming in contact with your mat. Notice the sensations of your skin pressing into your mat. The fabric of your clothes in between you and your mat. The sensations of heaviness. When you notice that your mind has wandered away from your body parts and your mat, celebrate that moment. of mindfulness and practice again. If you are in half pigeon or 90-90 legs, rise up to tall arms. If you're on your back, reach your arms up over your head and stretch your torso long. Take whatever movements you may need in between and switch sides. Once you settle in onto this side, if that was super easy for you and natural to have your attention on your body parts and the connection with your mat, do that again on this side. If you want to try something different, bring your attention to your breath. Whatever aspect of your breath came to your mind when I said that, whether or not it's the word breath or breathe in, breathe out. Maybe it's the movement that your torso makes as you breathe, or the sensations around your nostrils. Whatever aspect of your breathing makes the most sense to you, focus your awareness on that. Take a moment to stretch your torso long again. And make your way onto your back for legs up the wall. We won't be here too long this morning. Just a little bit of allowing gravity to move in a different direction than what most of our day is spent with. Allow the blood to flow from our feet up into our heart and our brain. Rotate your feet in circles to release out your ankles. Switch directions if you haven't already. Bring your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg long on your mat. Cross over for a supine twist. Reach your right arm at shoulder height, palm facing up. Gaze over to your right hand if that's comfortable on your neck. And see if you can find some movement in your low belly as you breathe. A lot of times when we twist, we tend to hold on with our low belly. You can allow some movement to happen there. Bring your knee back to center. Switch out your legs. Left knee crosses over to the right. And stretch your left arm long, palm facing up, shoulder height. Yeah. Consciously allow low belly movement with your breath. Take one more big breath here. And come back to center. Open up Shavasana. Deep rest. Give your body these few moments to take in all the movements we've made.